Well, g'day everybody and welcome back to Rusty Gate. Just picking up some eggs. Just got on the server and there were a few excuse me. There were a few egg pallets sitting there. Well, pretty well full actually. Made a lot of changes to the farm since the last time I seen you guys, and we'll go through those in a minute. First thing I need to do though really is just get this stuff loaded up. It's alright. I've sold off. I've now moved the factory to auto sell because I was coming onto the server, and I'd come onto the server and and no joke, I would have 2 hours of moving pallets to do before I got to do anything else, and I wasn't really getting to do any field work or anything. Because I was just sort of getting on and spending 2 hours moving pallets and loading trucks and stuff, because we've been producing so much oil and so many eggs. So what I thought I might do is I'll change that to auto sell now, the factory. We're losing probably 50% of our income. We're losing probably 50% of our income, I think, by auto selling like that. But yeah, it's saving me it's saving me 2 hours of loading every time I get on the server. So, you know, I think that for sanity, so I do love loading, but 2 hours of loading pallets and stuff, with the jankiness of Farm Sim at the moment in regards to loading pallets and stuff, is just wrong. It's just wrong. So, yeah. So anyway, that's the thing. The only thing that I have to load eggs. I don't have a choice with loading eggs. So that's sort of a have to, and that's not too bad. I'm just loading these pallets 2 at a time, and then I'll sort of go and sell those now. I don't know whether I had 3 trailers or not last time I seen you guys. 3 semi-trailers, like taut liners like this, but I did have, because I was loading everything onto separate trailers, but I've got rid of all of those. The only one that I actually have is this one here now, so which is purely for eggs. I do throw some honey on as well, but we're probably going to move into cereal production at some point, so which is sort of a plan for the farm. Let's see, let's grab that, and we will fix you up, we'll strap you, and we'll strap you. There we go. Got some honey sitting there. There we go, we've got that strapped there. We've got some honey moving out here as well. I have redone the entire tractor fleet. We've got rid of the Landini. We've kept hold of the Massey Ferguson. I've bought 2 of these Rosselmarshes. I've also, as you can see, I've purchased a new seeder and a new planter. But with the new seeder, it means now that we don't have a choice. We've got to cultivate every single time. So that's okay with these things, and with these big cultivators. I do plan on buying a bigger plough as well. As you can see, we've still got the old plough that we've got there, but let's go into there and into there, and we'll take this beast. I am enjoying these. Big Rosselmarshes. I don't often use this stuff. At all, and there we go. Like the really big equipment and stuff. But we've kind of got to the point. We've also purchased a new harvester, one of the biggest the biggest case harvester that you can have, which is helping out greatly as well. We're moving along quite well, actually, quite well indeed. You can see there's some the planter and stuff is over there. There's been some field work over there. I think Mac's getting on now. He'll probably move that stuff back to the yard and do some maintenance on it. This little beast will only drive at 27 kilometers an hour, which isn't too bad, to be honest. It's not too bad. We've got our harvester over there, which is waiting to unload. All right, is Mac over there unloading that? It looks like he might be, actually. Looks like he might be. So what we're going to do is we're going to let's just go out there. Yes, he is. Perfect. We're just going to unfold this. There we go. And we will start doing a little bit of a cultivate on here, I think. So we'll start from just up here. Do some cultivating. I did run a header on here before I put the before I got the harvester running. I did a double header, so there we go. Hopefully these I know that they run at a relatively slow pace, but oh look, we're getting a few ping issues there as well. But they work pretty well. They work pretty well. Provided you sort of keep the maintenance up and stuff on them. We probably need to drop down into medium, which will give us that little bit more power to get some more speed. So I was in high then. There was no way we were going to be able to do that then. So they take a little bit of getting used to because they're articulated, but they are pretty fine. They are pretty fine. So there we go. I don't think dropping down a gear is going to give us any more speed. I think that's actually going to slow us down. So probably sit at medium 4 for that. We'll just start running a header. What we need to do is we need to get canola straight back in this field as well as getting all of that stuff harvested. So there we go. It's definitely a beautiful beast. It's definitely a beautiful beast, these things. Or they're beautiful beasts, I should say, because I bought 2 of them. Pretty expensive. I don't remember exactly what they cost us. So I'm going to run a header here of this and get that ready for the AI to do. And I will see you guys when I have done that, I think. Alright, we'll just run out here and grab this. Looks like we've got a full harvest there again. A full harvester anyway. I don't think... yeah, we're going to have to run into the crop. I don't think Mac would have been able to get... I think I'd already unloaded the harvester once into this trailer, so I'm guessing that he probably couldn't unload it completely. But let's just throw this in here. We'll get this stuff in here. Thank goodness for non-crop destruction on the multiplayer server, I can tell you. Let's throw that in. We'll empty the entire amount of that harvester, and then the worker can continue on his way. Lucky I've seen that, actually. That's pretty lucky. So, and we'll continue doing that header after we've done this. Yeah, plenty of stuff to do. We've got we're harvesting this. These 2 fields are ready to harvest, and this one is growing at the moment. So looks like Mac might be over there doing a little bit of work there. There we go, 1,400 and 14,400 litres. Beautiful. So we'll get you down here. I'll run this down here and we'll stop over here. Give that harvester a chance to run through there. It's nearly night time. I do apologise about that, guys. I sort of it's just timing. It's timing. Okay, let's turn him off because we're going to need to do 2 headers on this. So let's throw some work lights on there. We'll wait for this harvester to go past, and then we will continue doing a double header on this field, around this field. Probably a double header at each end, at this end here and down that end there, and it should be right on the side. So because we do go up and down the field on this. So there we go. Okay, so we've got that. Let's scoot across here. This is the corner that the AI usually gets stuck. As you can see, they usually mess everything up. So it's really worth making sure that we get this corner done properly, which is why it's important to do 2 headers on this. Let's just grab that. We'll spin around, and I don't think we've got enough room up the top to do another header. But up the top isn't too bad, except for where these trees are. So there we go, lovely. That should be okay, I reckon. That should be good. I might run down this. I might run down this edge as well, I reckon. Yeah, we probably should have mulched this as well, but it takes a very, very long time to mulch this field because at the moment the width of the mulches that are available aren't really that great. So, all right, so we've nearly got our double header at both ends of the field, which is pretty cool. The harvester is going quite well, so we'll go and do a run on that, an empty and a run, and we will start. We'll start an employee off on this. Now, when you get into fields this size and stuff, you really do need to hire workers to do a lot of stuff, or otherwise you just don't get anything done and you just don't get any product turned around. So it makes far more sense for us to do that. So what I'm going to do is set this guy up here and hire him, and we'll go into the map. We'll jump down into here and we'll enter that, and there we go. That done. And we'll grab a load from this guy here. Let's see, we're on 10 on the yep, beautiful, should be good. On 10 on the cruise control, so we'll spin around. That harvester desperately needs a clean, doesn't it? But definitely a good harvester. It's one of the widest, almost the widest headers that you can possibly get. So there we go. Am I missing? Yeah, I'm not close enough at the moment, so I need to move across a little bit and straighten myself up. There you go. Beautiful. Crops, crops, crops. So this field usually gives us about 61,000 litres per harvest, which is actually very, very good. So let's jump into there. We'll head down and go and dump this. This tractor desperately needs maintenance. Desperately needs maintenance. No wonder it's going so slow. Now, it's one of those things that we continually, when I come on, the tractors have all been run and the harvesters have been run and stuff, and they haven't been maintained. So sort of get on here, and it usually costs me quite a few $1,000s to catch up on maintenance. But that's okay. We'll run this around here. There we go. Beautiful. We probably should have our beacons flashing as well, just in case. There's no train there. I have found on this multiplayer map that the train actually randomly gets stuck down at the load point, just down the road there, just down the track there. So those olives also need harvesting at this particular point in time. They're ready to go again. I was going to put another olive. Grove on field 53, but the problem with that is that there's so much work in doing those harvesting and stuff like that it's not. I don't know whether it's worthwhile. So we're thinking of actually putting in some. I should be unloading that. We're thinking of actually putting in some a grapevine, some grapevines, and a cereal factory as well. And going into building, making cereal. So I think it takes grains and raisins. So I don't know. We would have to put in a grape juice factory as well to be able to make the raisins and stuff. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's quite an expense to do that, but at the moment, it's probably not super bad in the sense of we are at the point now where we're a super profitable company. So let's just go in there and get you. Repair. We might as well repair our trailer. And look at that, 10,935. So it's just not being maintained, which we can't do much about. Now, if we go back into here and we have a look at our finance, we're sitting on a $355,000 loan. I'm going to pay off maybe 200,000 of that now. Got to wait for this to catch up. There we go. Oh Yeah, that's probably a little bit more than 200,000, but that should be okay. So I'll jump in there. We'll go and do another run on this harvester. Hopefully and keep that moving so that the cultivator doesn't catch up. But I don't think it will. I think the cultivator might be working at a few kilometres an hour faster than the harvester. But I think there was enough field in there, provided we keep the harvester moving and don't stop it. I think there's enough field in there for it to keep going without having to stop. The last thing you want when you put an AI in doing cultivating behind a harvester is to start cultivating your crop in, which is always a possibility. It's always a possibility. I do apologise, guys. The server has just it's gone to night time. I can't really do much about that. I could speed it up, but that's kind of a bit unfair on other players. So we're just going to have to deal with a little bit of night time. Just a little bit of night time. Let's go over here and unload this fella. Excuse me. There we go. Now we're suffering the typical AI problem that we have in this, with the AI going, oh no, look, the AI stopped working because there's no field found, because for some reason they just can't work out where fields are, especially on these. Now I don't know whether that's one of ours or whether that's. Let's slow this down a little bit. There we go. Missed it. All right, we'll have to get him on the way back down again. Oh, there we go. No, he's going to spin around. What AI worker is it? It's this guy here, is it? Let's have a look. Let's have a squiz on our map there. No, he's still going. Must be Christina's. No, there's no other AI workers. Where are the other AI workers working? Must be somebody else. Must have one running, I guess. You can see the farm is pretty well all purchased. There's a row of fields here, and there's some fields up here that haven't been purchased yet. And we still haven't been up to the corn maze, which we need to go to at some particular point in time. Let me spin around there and grab this. There we go. Just going to have to drive in the crops, guys. On my single play, I obviously wouldn't do this, but on the multiplay, because there's no crop destruction, then I might as well. I'm not going as realistic on this one as I would on a single play. So there we go. Let's get that happening. Come on, speed up a little bit. There we go. That's a bit better. Alright, empty as much of this as we possibly can. I don't think that, well, let's see, the cultivator's getting pretty close, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it'll be perfectly fine. I have to speed up a little bit. I'm guessing that the harvester hasn't been maintained either, and that's the reason why it's going probably at about 9.5 kilometers an hour instead of the normal 10. So, right, I'm going to spin that around here and pick it up from there. Pick it up on the way back. So I'm going to have to do that as well. You do need to keep your headers maintained after every harvest and stuff, and your harvesters, because it does actually, if they require a lot of maintenance, they do not harvest as much crop. So you're really shooting yourself in the foot if you don't do the maintenance on them. Okay, there we go. Mac's just done the second fertilizer on sunflowers, which is good. So that's going to give us a pretty full crop of those. We don't get, I think we get probably maybe about 50,000 litres off of our sunflower field. So, because as I said, we've obviously combined, we've got this massive field, field 71, and then we combined our other fields over the other side and into one massive field. So we're using those two fields to do our sunflowers and our canola. The only reason that we're using field 54 and 53 for sunflower and canola at the moment is because we were using those for sorghum, the chickens, and of course the we've got like 100,000 litres of sorghum sitting in our silo waiting for the chickens. So they're certainly not catching up on that. So we decided to throw some extra stuff in to keep the factories going. Not that the factories aren't going between harvesting now, because we're dumping 60,000 litres every single harvest, 60 and 50,000 litres. Then you can imagine that but that's quite a lot of product to keep the oil going. So let's go into there. We'll grab this one as well. Go, lovely. Get a full load of this and we'll take it back and we'll actually we'll check the levels and stuff once we've finished harvesting this field. So but we still have we still have a canola and a sunflower field to harvest at the moment. So in you go. That's probably enough for this run, I reckon. If we go and empty now, if we go over and empty this now, then we should be. Well, let's not hit any trees, Simi. And we should be okay to empty the rest of what the harvester picks up. The rest of the field. So then we need to get that harvester off as quickly as we possibly can to prevent it from getting in the way of the cultivator. But that needs to go straight over to one of our other fields anyway. I think 53 I think it needs to go over. So there we go. Lovely. Look, some vehicle maintenance is being done. Excellent. Here. Something happened when Giants did updates to the stones, because we're finding that we're getting stones on our field that we cannot remove, no matter what, whether we try and pick the stones or whether we try and roll them or whatever. You see that we still have 27,000 litres of sunflower in since the last harvest, so that's a lot of product. That's a lot of product sitting in there, and that's since the last harvest. And we've got another field running, and we've also got another field to harvest as well. So, right, we've got no olives in, so I really should be concentrating on doing some olive harvesting. Takes me about 3/4 of an hour to an hour to harvest an entire field. In real time, so I've always got to pick it when I have that amount of time, if you understand what I mean. So when I have an hour to spare to be able to sit there and do a harvest, which is sometimes it can be a little bit of a problem, but it's not too bad. He's already come down. I would like to see the lights be a little bit more prominent. When you're driving up to a field and you've got equipment in there running with their lights on and stuff, you can't see them. You can't see them. So, all right, let's move this into position. He's going to stop here anyway. We'll stop. So we'll bring that out there. Lovely. Perfect. Okie dokie, let's just jump into here. Yeah, it definitely does need maintaining. You can see the orange mark there. There we go. Okay, so that empties this up. Let's close that off. Let's unfold this header. There we go, and we will. There we go, and we'll drop that header down. We'll disconnect it like so. And we'll go and pick it up. And Dre, I love this header. It's having its own built-in towing system and stuff is absolutely awesome, because it means you don't have to buy yourself a header trailer, and you're not stuffing around with header trailers. And I really like that. Okay, we'll grab you. Oh crap! Didn't even connect it, did you, Simi? run that over there. There we go. Perfect. Connect you up. And off we go. I'm going to take this into the yard and I'm going to do some maintenance on it. Because we're actually like physically losing product by the maintenance being low and it not being fully maintained when we go in and harvest the field. So I like to do it even if you have two of the same product fields to harvest one, go and maintain the vehicle, and then harvest the next one, because it does actually make a difference on your yield. So. In we go. It is a big beast to be driving around these streets as well. Let's dodge that. That would be a good start. What I'll do, I'll run, because we're going over to that field over there, I'll actually run through this side. There we go. Max on his way out to see the field. Having plenty of getting used to driving those articulated tractors. There we go. Let's bring this around here, like so. Lovely. Around here as well. Yeah, it can be a little bit tight in here. It can be a little bit tight, but it's okay. All right, we've got that there. Let's do some maintenance on it. Let's see, 432 on that. This is the one I'm going to 3,089. Okay. So give this header a wash and a bit of a clean. If you don't wash your vehicles, then they will lose maintenance a lot quicker and require more maintenance more often. So it is well worth doing those. I'm not normally one for washing vehicles, but when you're trying to get the most out of your crops that you can possibly get, then you really kind of do need to do that. So there we go. Got you. You there, beautiful. Let's turn him off, jump back into here, and we will get this beast over to this field over here. So let's get on our work lights as well, because we are going to need those. Lovely. There, like so. That's it. Yeah, she's definitely a big harvester. Definitely a big harvester. I might even move that beehive, you know, I reckon. I might move it at some point in time. Thankfully, this trailer does really, really well at following the harvester. So, couldn't imagine using one of these on any type of English map, I tell you. Yeah, definitely not. It would certainly be a little bit of a problem. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop this off about here, I reckon. I haven't seen Mikey on the server for a very, very long time. So his field here hasn't been worked for a very long time, so there we go. Let's run this around here. There, and hook you up. We're going to have to fold that up as well. There we go. Jump into here. Now we're going to just do a again, I'm going to run a header on this, more up this end than the other end, because they don't do too bad up the other end. Although they actually, down in that corner over there, they actually do a pretty bad job of it. So let's spin this around. There we go, lovely. And run that there. I think we'll do a maybe a double header on it. Let's have a look. There we go. Right, beautiful. They do. Oh, there's a little bit of lag right there. They do mess these up pretty. If a field isn't completely square, then they mess it up hugely, absolutely hugely. Let's just run that along there. Okay, one final. I just ran down the edge of that, because there's no point in just driving down here without doing a run. I'm going to grab this, do one quick head here, because they usually leave crop up this end, the AI workers, and then we'll set the AI worker off, and then I'm going to finish the episode, I guess. Yeah, things are going pretty well. Things are going well. They're going very well on the farm. We're even considering maybe throwing in some corn and stuff, some type of high yield crop. So there we go. Right there, and spin it around here, and we'll get the AI worker working on here. Okay, it looks like we need to move that other tractor, which I haven't had time to do, but there we go. And we'll get you working there. We will also go down here. No. Oh, okay, he's taking it back. No worries. Easy peasy. All right, guys, that is it. That is it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one. We really are moving along quite well on the farm, so it's all moving along very, very quickly. But thank you for watching this episode of Rusty Gate, and I will see you guys in the next episode. See you later.